Welcome to the live stream of Shy City Lives with Mike Rice on Q4 Radio. You're either tuning into Facebook, IG, or our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for doing so. I am happy to say that JCSpaceRadio is in the house this evening doing a live performance here from our gallery. Without further ado, JCSpaceRadio.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you, Q4 listeners, those of us joining online, wherever you may be. Thank you for being here with us. I'm Jenn Cooper. This is Christine Shallenberg. Tonight we're going to take you through a JCSpaceRadio frequency experience.
So for this frequency experience, this is an opportunity for you to participate with us. So wherever you're at, we're going to be playing some tones that are focused on healing today, and we're going to be guiding you through some movement. So with that, listen to your body. Wherever you're at, if you're seated, if you're standing, you can feel free to adjust the level of the tones as you need to. And we're so happy to be here with you.
We have a few friends joining us this evening. And as they make their way onto the stage, we want to welcome them too. Thanks so much for being with us, Elise and Moni.
Okay, so we're just going to start by tuning into our bodies wherever we're at. And you can start by just feeling contact with the ground. So wherever you are, just feeling your feet or whatever's touching the ground. And really tuning into that grounded connection. We can also just start by tuning into our breath. And just noticing where your breath is at to start. Don't have to change anything at all. If you want to just take a slight sigh of release as you let the exhale come out. Let's do that one more time. So breathing in and exhale, sigh. And one last time, breathing in and sigh. And any sounds that you want to make during this frequency workout, you are welcome to do so. Sound is also movement. So let's just practice that, just feeling our grounded self and just letting any sound that you want to escape yourself. Awesome. Let's just start with a gentle rocking, continuing, feeling into that a little bit. Nice. Just rocking side to side, feeling this tone. And if you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes for a moment. Let's just give a gentle bend to our knees. Just bending the knees. Kind of feeling like a cycle moving as you're bending. Awesome. Nice. Ooh. And just go ahead and just shake everything out. We're gonna get moving a little bit more now. Nice. Feeling into your body.
Okay. So as you're shaking things wherever you're at, take a moment to just feel into these tones. Use your imagination to see a shape or a color that maybe might be coming up with them. Or maybe it's just a feeling. And begin to see if that feeling can inform your movement in any way. So maybe it's a swaying. Maybe it's a bowing. It might be happening slow for you. Maybe it's happening very quick. Maybe it's happening slow and fast in different places. Well, whatever it is that you're doing, make sure it's gentle and it feels good to your body. If you've been doing one thing for a long time, try to do the opposite. If we're thinking about healing, we might also have to think about changing to grow. So just keep imagining, allowing your mind to see or feel, allowing your body to experience maybe in a different way.
Okay. So let's go ahead and just play a little bit with our balance. So if we want to think about, we have our 2 feet. We can think about balancing, shifting between our right and our left. And just playing a little bit with what happens if you try one side for a moment, just balancing there. Ooh, nice. And then whenever you feel like it, go ahead and just fall to the other side. Nice. You can just hang out there for a minute. Awesome. And even if you're on 2 feet or seated, you can think about just allowing your balance to shift from front to back, from side to side. Nice. And just allowing yourself that sort of fun experience of coming off balance. What happens when you let yourself shift? Ooh. And you can ease into it when you feel that sense of shifting balance. Nice. And just allowing your arms to kind of be floating wherever they are, but really moving and exploring through the space. So continuing to play with this balance, but allowing your arms now to have a little freedom as you go. And you can think about your arms moving through the space, actually having a little bit of resistance to move through. Almost as though the sound was existing in 3 dimensions. And you could actually sort of move through it as you go. Nice. If you want to get a little bit more vigorous in your movement, you can kind of get some energy going. Woo. Awesome.
Okay. Maybe you're feeling some of that energy building up inside of you. Maybe you feel some heat. These are all great things. So let's take a moment and just like celebrate that heat that we're building. If you can feel the edge of your space, can you sense where your heat might be ending? Maybe the room is beginning. Can you draw that space in just a little bit closer to yourself? Gather it all up. Get it from your feet. Pull it up towards your core. Make sure you get both of them. Get it from behind you and above you. Pull it in from the top. All right, so feel nice and nestled in that egg of energy you've just put around yourself that you've just built up. And maybe if there's any places that need a hug or some extra love in some way, maybe it's just a little ache or some softness that needs to be created somewhere. Give yourself a chance to touch that place. All this nice energy you've just built up for yourself. Maybe you can even tap out your feet or shake out your hands. And then just take a moment maybe to come to some stillness and feel that energy just filling back in. If you need to gather it back in just a little bit more, you can even put your hand on your head. Remember that connection that we have to the ground and then the sky above us. Okay, we can let that go. Just take some time to begin to reemerge into your space a bit. Slowly begin to explore outward again. Maybe just pushing a tiny bit from one position. remembering that you can always gather back in and push back away as necessary. And then just tuning back in as things continue to change.
So let's also begin to move, just moving from right to left foot. So really allowing yourself a little bit of upward motion as you go. Almost like a little hop from one foot to the other. If you want to just kind of bounce your heels a little bit, just get a little vibration going in your body. And again, just whatever sounds you want to make, feel free. Let's go ahead and tune into our shoulders with that bounce. So just allowing the shoulders to really release. Dropping down the back. Yeah. Awesome. And then, as we continue to go, just exploring the space above you. So continuing with that sense of an upward motion, seeing what's up there. You can actually look up and see what's above you. Really allowing your vision to kind of move throughout your space. And then even imagining what's beyond there. Almost like as if you could blast off up into the sky, out into outer space. And then let's explore just for a moment now, just to balance the low space. So if you want to just get low, whatever feels good for you, just kind of really getting in touch with the ground. We actually want to go move down towards the ground, just feeling what that is. Awesome. In that low space, just tuning into our bodies, feeling gravity.
Okay. So just feel how this rhythm might be moving through this ground and into your body. If it's coming from a low space, how can it begin to activate maybe your upward movement? You can remember to respond to it as a shape or a form. Maybe it's just the pulse. Just listen to your body and see what is the place that actually needs to move a bit right now. And when it does move, what movement does it make? Be playful about it. No one else can see you. from, maybe begin to choose a slower motion to begin to settle back into. You're going kind of fast. You might gradually come down. If you're just seated, you can still act from that position, noticing your breath.
Noticing your breath. And with that, let's just tune into some very gentle motion. We're just going to gently tap the top of our head with one hand or two hands. Either way, both works. And just gently tapping, tuning into your breath. Just feeling that sense of balancing. Balancing the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Then go ahead and move to your heart center. Just gently tapping right in the center of your chest. Really tuning into that heart energy. Continuing to breathe. Then let's just go ahead and move to our belly button area. So tapping all around your belly button, balancing with our gut, our heart, and our head, all of our centers. Nice. With that, you can just kind of let that go. Just allow yourself to move lightly, whatever you need. And still move through the space, but just really feeling a sense of lightness. And that continual cycle of rising and falling, opening up and bringing in whatever you need. Really feeling that. Nice. Ooh. And just go ahead and we're just going to tap, just patting out our back a little bit, just really tuning into the back side. Giving yourself a little love, pat on the back, over your shoulder, wherever you need it. Yeah, awesome. Ooh. And then just lightly bend your knees and just gonna allow your lower back to release. So if you wanna place a hand there right on your lower back, just allowing it to release down. Whew.
All right. In these last few moments that we have together, let's just come to a moment of stillness wherever you are. Maybe you're seated or standing. Just allowing your body to be loose in itself. Breathing deeply in, feeling your toes, making that deep contact with the ground. Feeling any other contact you may have with the seat, even your clothes. You can imagine maybe a color that seems soothing or gentle to you in some way. Just see that in front of you. And you can begin to sort of allow that to glow and grow into a vibration that you can actually just breathe into your body. Just breathing this glowing, soothing color into yourself. And allow allowing it to give you form inside, almost like it's pushing out and helping you to be you. Just gently going out into the world, more present as you. Because the best thing you can be is you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for joining us. We are JCSpaceRadio. Join us. Okay. Just brush it all off. Just let it all go. Give it a little shake out. Even a little. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Elise. Thank you, Moni. Thank you, Q4 viewers and listeners.
Everybody shake it out. Shake it out. Thank you, JCSpaceRadio.
Thank you so much, Mike.
We are going to chat a little bit with Jen and Christine. So if you guys want to head on back up,
Yeah.
after you,
Yeah.
after you, Christine. There I am. I'm not just a disembodied voice now. So yeah, thanks. That was awesome. I was actually in the studio doing my own little interpretation of what you guys were doing in there. So it's good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So my question is this: how do you guys put these together?
Like the tones, the workouts.
The whole thing. The whole thing. Look, this is your opportunity to kind of talk people through how you guys put this thing together. So
Sure. Well, first of all, we had this question about living in space. And what does it mean for bodies and astronauts to be in zero gravity? And how can we start to think about applying different forms of physical and energetic practices to a non-gravity environment to help the body? And so we started researching body vibrating frequencies and things that are good for the organs and things that are good for all of our major systems. And we did a lot of research about ancient tones that have been used in this way and current tones that are being used in this way. And we started to work with things that would only make us feel good, only help us to achieve like the vibrations that our bodies desire. And this is our Earth-based testing.
Yeah, and so, I mean, we in each frequency workout that we put together, we have, a specific focus in terms of thinking about, today we were focusing on healing, but we've done different things thinking about vibrations of planets, vibrations like resonating with the orbit of the Earth. And then the movements, we sort of, we work with things that we feel like we can use to explore those tones and also just explore sort of sound concepts through movement. So thinking about vibration, resonance, what does it mean to sort of vibrate with others? Yeah, inside, yeah. And so, we gather these things together and offer them to people.
Yeah, how long have you guys been doing this? People who are not in the know about JCSpaceRadio, how long have you been doing this?
Well, we started in 2015.
2015.
Yep, so it's been about 6 years now, almost 6 years.
Okay.
And
And we did start as a conceptual broadcasting station. And we did some pirate radio stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we physically made ourselves real by hosting these events. And so we started hosting these frequency workouts and also these sonic labs where we'd invite people to just come in and listen to things and then write down all the things that they thought about, while listening to the tones or while listening to juxtapositions of things. And then really we got a lot of information from the first couple of years of working that way. And then we kind of had to start paring things down based on user experience, right? And also like what works best broadcasting over the internet now.
Right.
Because
Right.
we've completely moved everything to a virtual platform since the pandemic
Right.
of last year. And it's actually been kind of great for our practice. Because now we're hosting weekly virtual events that anyone can join in on.
Yeah, from anywhere.
From anywhere. As long as you're willing to come pop in at the time we're hosting it,
Right.
which may be, you know, some odd time for you. But, you know, we're online every Thursday evening now, and we're working with different people, and we're able to capture different audiences. And we've actually been able to kind of fine tune our tones to these frequencies that really broadcast on in a much better way.
Sure.
To users who are just playing things out of their laptops.
Well, speaking of Thursday, so that's tomorrow. So you guys have a workout planned for tomorrow?
We do. Yeah, we
what
have
time? And how can people tune in?
It's at 5:30 Central Time.
Okay.
And you can find out on our website, which is JCSpaceRadio.org. The Zoom link is there. If you look at the upcoming events, you can just click on it and join us. It's a half an hour long, and really
So about the same time as you did this evening.
About the same time as what we did this evening. So a similar sort of flow in terms of the structure. Yeah.
Do you guys ever crank it up at all? Have you had any things where it gets really cranked up and it's like things are just people or you're just asking people to really expend a lot of energy? Does that happen?
Well, you know, it really depends on the participant.
Sure.
Because I told my mom this was easy, and then she participated, and she was like a super participant, and she really did crank it up a notch, and it became pretty energetic for her. So, like, we ask people to really move as they feel comfortable and to use the time that as it's most valuable for them. You know, so for some people, they really need to like calm down and to use these tones in a way that just refreshes and nourishes. And it's a listening activity, and it's a mind-expanding activity, and that's perfect. And for other people, that's what they do all the time, and they need to actually get out there and like get their heart moving. And that's why it's so much fun to work with performers too, because we get to explore a range of experiences. There's not just one right way to do any of them.
Right. Right. I think that's the case with anything, the physical, really.
Absolutely.
Like you said, it's always really designed to the individual person, what they want to bring to it. So what's the future hold? Now you're having this workout, and what's the plan moving forward? You mentioned that you've moved everything obviously for reasons that we all know about to the internet. What is the plan beyond that? Are you going to kind of start to double up and do live things again as well as the internet, or what's the story?
So yeah, I mean, we're going to continue with the online frequency workouts every week because we feel like that's really valuable and it offers something that again is accessible to many people. But we are also working with Compound Yellow, which is an art space out in Oak Park.
Okay.
So we actually did a in-person event there outside this last weekend.
Okay.
But we're planning to do a few other events with them, outdoor gatherings with distancing, and sort of just kind of exploring what could be possible in that in terms of bringing people back together in a safe way. Yeah.
We also have some plans to maybe use some storefronts and to put up some like QRL codes that would allow users to not only experience like a frequency, but then maybe give them a movement prompt or some other sort of activity that could happen along with those frequencies, or just some things to think about that could kind of just be embedded out in the world. You know, since we're all spending more time outside, that these could be things that could be stumbled upon and then utilized wherever.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That sounds really cool. And you start to determine who is walking on the street, who's listening right now. What do you got? What do you got? Yeah.
More organic movement everywhere.
we want that.
Maybe not traffic.
I'm curious, like, so on a personal level, what does doing this do for you, like, Christine? Like, what does this do for you to have this? I mean, besides the ability to give somebody something a way to deal with maybe their own stresses or whatever's going on, or just a moment to relax. What do you get out of this experience?
Well, I mean, for me, it's amazing how much collaboration I think feeds my practice. So the opportunity to work with Jenn and to like have each other as like a constant source of like energy moving the project forward. I just feel like it feeds us, or it feeds me, in terms of you just wanting to continue.
Yeah.
And I think, I've always been passionate about movement and exploration with the body and sort of like how I can expand that process for myself. And I think to do that with other people, I'm constantly learning new things all
Sure.
the time too. So
you're kind of like watching people out of the corner of your eye while you're doing your own thing.
well, I mean, it's more like talking to them,
Yeah,
because
sure,
a lot of
sure.
what we do is we ask people, for feedback, and it's just so informative and so valuable because everyone's perspective is unique and amazing.
Yeah. What about you, Jenn?
Well, I really am involved in this question of how we safely move into a zero gravity life with these bodies. Like, if this is something that we're really interested in doing as humans and spending so much more time out in an environment where we're getting exposed to other things, where we don't have this constant pull against us that makes us have to use these muscles, what will we do to keep our bodies healthy and safe and motivated to continue to operate at their highest potential? And so I'm actually interested in talking with astronauts and sound scientists and people who are having these conversations and asking them to join us in this conversation as well, because there are others out there who are doing the same type of work. And this question and utilizing these tones and thinking about these things and visualizing how they actually interact in my body is something that I'm very passionate about, and that's what drives me on this project, for sure.
I'm curious, is there anything you guys have come up with over the course of the 5 years that you thought, okay, this is going to work, and just did not work? I'm curious, anything that just...
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I mean, there's definitely things.
Because I feel like there's a lot of there's just like very little parameter here. There really is. There's so much you guys could do. I think I'm just curious if anything you guys have come up with that you thought, maybe this doesn't work at all.
Well, I know that in the beginning we amped people up a lot without providing the opportunity to kind of like come back down,
ground themselves,
in the end. And then we like created this little bubble of an environment, and we did all this cool stuff with them, and then we're like, see ya, bye, okay, go out into the world. And we kind of got a lot of feedback that was like really like jolting, or like that re-emergence into the real world after kind of having this super high energetic experience wasn't that great, and it was like a little bit too much. So we really had to like kind of refocus our whole kind of arc of what we do with people. And like, if we are going to get them really amped up, and if we are going to give them some really like high tones or give them some things that might really excite them in some way, we need to like balance that out with a lot of like grounding and low tones, and maybe even tones that you can't even hear.
Right.
Just giving the system a chance to like settle back down into more of a normal like pace.
I think that's an important thing, though. I mean, it really is. I mean, even any kind of physical workshops or classes you go to, they always try to like, okay, bring it down, center yourself, instead of like, instead of sending you out with all this, with everything jacked up out of the world. We've got enough of that in the world going on as it is. So I had a man scream at me yesterday on the sidewalk as I gave him a very wide berth. I didn't have a mask on. I was walking on the sidewalk. I'm outside, but he started screaming at me with his dogs. And I thought, you need to go listen to some tones, man. You need to like just kind of relax. So
take a breath.
He told me I was spreading death by not wearing my mask outside. Anything you guys want to throw out there to the audience before we move on?
Well, I would say definitely check out our website. Okay. We have the information about our upcoming events there, but we also have a lot of resources for people in terms of our tones are available to listen to. We also have a lot of our references are there. We have videos of previous events.
We have lots of virtual backgrounds that we've created for you to download and put on your Zoom calls.
Just to come visit us online and come to a frequency workout sometime if it's something you're curious about. I think just come check it out. It's an opportunity to try something that is a little bit different.
And speaking of tomorrow, you can do that at 5:30.
That's right.
5:30 tomorrow. It is on our website. You can also check us out on Facebook. We're under JCSpaceRadio. Our events are listed there as well. And yeah, we'd love to see you in person when we can, but virtually until then.
Yeah.
Cool. This was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
thanks to
Thank
the
you.
performers back here. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
woo,
Thank you.
You're tuned into Shy City Lives with Mike Rice on Q4 Radio. I'm going to run back over to the radio studio and get some music going. Jen, Christine, thank you so much. This was really, really cool.
Thanks for having
us. Tune in tomorrow, 5:30. Go to their website and check it out. Also on Facebook. So I'm going to run back over there. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.